Hello, and welcome to the webinar covering the Agile Ticketing Update for version 6.28. We are very excited to introduce you to the significant benefits to the Agile Ticketing System. The first enhancement we are going to cover today is paying balance due orders online. We have added the ability for an agent to place an order with money due, send a link to the customer, and have the customer take care of payment online. Let's take a look. I will start by enabling this feature by going to Settings and then System Control. I scroll down to the additional settings area and make sure that the Web Allow Balance Due Payment option is turned on. We'll save that. From here, I can jump over to the Sales app. And we're going to go ahead and place a test order for a customer without providing the payment information. We'll go ahead and pull up that customer. We'll go ahead and book an individual membership for them and proceed. We're assigning it to the same buying customer. Everything looks good. We'll proceed on. And then here, instead of going ahead and paying for it, since we don't have their payment information, we'll go ahead and finalize this without any payment. It'll verify that yes, we do want to finalize with the balance due, and we'll say yes to continue. And then from here, I can go ahead and send an order confirmation to the customer. And I'll go ahead and put a custom message for them and hit send confirmation. I gave a little message regarding how they would pay that balance. They should expect a button in the top of the confirmation. So we'll jump over and look at that in just a moment. From here, the customer will receive the email and click on that Pay Balance button as noted in the custom message. They will fill out their payment information. And hit Make Payment. Here we give confirmation that their payment was accepted. We can close this out. And we also get an updated receipt noting that they've paid for it today. So the previous example was a good one for doing one-off orders. We also see that this feature can be a good way to process group orders or booking season renewals. For that use case, you can process a lot of orders and then use the emails and letters area to send a bulk email with a more customized message to the customer. Let's take a look at that. I will go under the Customer Relations option and choose Emails and Letters. I have started a new email that's based on the balance due orders data set. We'll take a look at that. Here we can edit the content and customize this to instruct them on how to make that payment on their order, giving them their current deferred balance total, how much that they owe. And we can use other insertable fields like we did for that button of the balance pay URL in order to lead them to that process in order to pay, like we saw earlier through the email. The next enhancement on our list is our dashboard widgets. We have adjusted the formatting of the widgets based on customer feedback to make them easier to use. Let's take a look. We see all 4 dashboard widgets on my portal home screen. We've made the top level categories of the widgets bold to make them easier to read. The groups are fully expanded so you don't have to click to see the details underneath. This also makes it easier to export the data. And we have also enhanced the event availability widget by including the runtime and adjusting how the start date and venue grouping occurs. This should make it easier for agents to see what events are coming up throughout the day, what venues they are being held in, and how many people are expected to attend. The next enhancement on our list is the addition of a new Event Maturing Revenue report. This report allows us to track event revenue as it transitions from unredeemed to redeemed accounts when the event occurs. Let's take a look. We'll find this new report under the reporting area in the accounting group, and it's called Event Maturing Revenue. We'll go ahead and roll our date back a little bit and look at a past date for some sales. And we'll go ahead and click View. Now what we'll see here, this actually specifies the sale date and event date range that we're dealing with. So if we're dealing with a period of revenue tracking for this one particular week, and we will continue advancing week by week in order to see that transition of revenue from unredeemed to redeemed as sales and events occur. You'll notice that it also includes the option to include the event date if you need further information about which actual dates the events occurred on. I can see the generated report breaks out the revenue based on 3 different categories. The first one we'll see is the redeemed from prior period. This contains events that occurred during the selected date range, but the money was brought in prior to the date range. This is money that should be moved from an unredeemed or a liability account to the redeemed account. We see that noted in the account header right here, where it denotes things like the Agile preservation fee redeemed is where the money should go, and it should come from the Agile preservation fee unredeemed. And we see similar for the film revenue that was tracked with these events going to the redeemed account from that unredeemed account of 4221. And then underneath the account headings, we can see details about each event, the quantity of sales and amount that rolls up to the total that needs to be tracked in the particular accounts. The next category is the redeemed this period. This is for events that occurred during the period with the money that also came in during the period. In this case, we see the account header note that this revenue should go directly to the film revenue 4223 redeemed. And then the next category is unredeemed. This is for events that are occurring in the future or after the defined period, but had money come in during that period. In this case, we see the account header note that the revenue should be held in a liability account named film revenue 4221 unredeemed. So when running reports for periods of time, we see the revenue noted as unredeemed will show up in the redeemed from prior period as those events actually occur. The transition between unredeemed and redeemed statuses help your organization track the revenue for events as that time passes. Another thing to note is that this report is available to be customized in the custom reports area. The next enhancement on our list is being able to customize the way pricing is displayed on the sales pages online. We can now expand beyond just the base price of an event ticket and show more details to the customer. Let's take a look. How pricing is displayed to the end customer is dictated by your price categories, account distributions, and dynamic service fees. Sometimes this needs to be set up a certain way to make sure that accountants get the information they need, but this can sometimes hide useful information the customer may need. We can now define a customizing pricing display based on your organization's specifications. If we look at a test event of Labyrinth, we can see that there are 3 price points. This is how it had been displaying in the past with just the base price, but these prices actually contain a tax component as well as a service fee. So we can customize that to combine the base and the tax and show information about the service fee even before they add the ticket. And it'll be something like, it could be something like that, where we go ahead and roll up the base price, the tax, as well as show that there's going to be a $2 additional service fee on top. But we could also display it in a different way and just include all the information about including the taxes and fees and the base all rolled up into one. So these are just a couple of examples of how that can be customized. Let your support rep know if you'd like to take advantage of this, and they can assist with customizing this area. The next enhancement on our list is the addition of some new API methods. The Agile Ticketing Advanced API now supports the other types of items that can be purchased in the Agile Ticketing System. This now allows memberships, passes, merchandise, gift certificates, donations, and others in addition to event tickets. More details about the new methods can be found at agiletix.com/API. The last enhancement on our list are some updates to our AgileTix iOS app. We have made usability improvements around how the app refreshes data. You have a manual refresh button, as well as the app automatically getting the latest data when needed. We have also made it easier to navigate to sell tickets and pay for the order. If you haven't already gotten this update, head to the App Store and update today.